if you took your brain out of your skull and wrung all the water out of it, what you'd be left would be like this wad that was about 60% fat. And to 3 types. So a third of the brain, the third of that fat is saturated fat. A third of that fat is a monounsaturated fat called oleic acid, which is the same type of fat that you find in olive oil and pork. And then another third, the remaining third of that fat is polyunsaturated fatty acids, omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids like DHA, which is an omega-3, and arachidonic acid, which is an omega-6. And those 2 fatty acids come only from animal foods. The other 2, the saturated fat and the oleic acid, the monounsaturated fat, we can make those ourselves. We cannot make the DHA, the arachidonic acid ourselves. So we'll be reliant on these very special animal fats to be fully operational, to develop properly.
I can attest to that too. I have ADHD myself, and it's very difficult to sort of sit down and focus, study, and you just got so much going on with these sorts of things. But one of the things I wanted to talk to everyone about today is choline-rich foods, which are fantastic for brain function, memory, and everything else. Especially like after my chemo and everything like that, I was pretty much a dementia patient afterwards. But bringing that back, a lot of carnivores always tell me, the brain fog that lifts when you go carnivore. And I think this is because carnivore diet is so rich in choline, and we then produce acetylcholine, which is great for not just muscle function and physical function. There's so many things that it covers, but also memory and cognitive function, which the good professor will tell us more about today, no doubt. But first, I made a small AI video on this, actually. So I'm going to show you this and see what you think, and we can discuss.
Relay race. Runners line up, ready to sprint. They pass a baton from one to another, carrying a message to the finish line. In our bodies, there is a similar relay happening all the time. Instead of runners, we have nerves, and the crucial message carrier is a molecule called acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter, a chemical messenger that allows nerves to communicate with each other and with other cells in the body. It's like a tiny, speedy messenger that delivers important instructions, ensuring everything runs smoothly. This communication is vital for countless bodily functions, from the beating of our hearts to the formation of memories. Without acetylcholine, our bodies would simply not function. One of acetylcholine's most important roles is in muscle movement. Think about lifting your arm. Your brain sends a signal down your spinal cord like a message traveling down a wire. When this signal reaches your arm muscle, acetylcholine steps in. It acts as a bridge between the nerve and the muscle cell. Acetylcholine binds to receptors on the muscle, much like a key fitting into a lock. This interaction causes the muscle to contract, allowing you to lift your arm. This process is vital for all types of voluntary movements, from walking and talking to playing sports and writing. Acetylcholine ensures that our muscles respond to our intentions, making movement possible. Acetylcholine isn't just active in the muscles, it plays a crucial role in the brain as well. It's involved in various brain functions, including learning, memory, attention, and even mood. Imagine your brain as a vast network of interconnected computers. Acetylcholine helps these computers communicate effectively, ensuring that information flows smoothly. This efficient communication is what allows us to form new memories, learn new skills, and focus our attention. When acetylcholine levels are optimal, our thinking is sharp, our memory is strong, and our mood remains balanced. Beyond muscles and the brain, acetylcholine also plays a critical role in the autonomic nervous system. This system controls the automatic functions of our body, such as breathing, heart rate, digestion, and even sweating. The autonomic nervous system has two branches: the sympathetic nervous system, responsible for the fight or flight response, and the parasympathetic nervous system, which promotes rest and digest functions. Acetylcholine acts as a bridge between these two branches, helping to maintain balance within the body. This balancing act is crucial for maintaining a stable internal environment, allowing us to respond appropriately to various situations and maintain overall well-being. Like a musical instrument that needs to be properly tuned, acetylcholine levels need to be within a healthy range for our bodies to function correctly. When these levels become imbalanced, it can lead to several health problems. For example, Alzheimer's disease, a condition characterized by memory loss and cognitive decline, is associated with a deficiency of acetylcholine in certain areas of the brain. Conversely, too much acetylcholine can lead to muscle spasms, seizures, and even paralysis. Therefore, maintaining a healthy balance of acetylcholine is crucial for optimal brain and body function. While our bodies produce acetylcholine naturally, we can support this production through our diet. Choline is a nutrient found in various foods and is a building block for acetylcholine. By consuming foods rich in choline, we provide our bodies with the raw materials needed to produce this essential neurotransmitter. Good sources of choline include eggs, which contain about 147 milligrams per large egg, liver, with around 356 milligrams per 3 ounces fish and meat, while plant-based sources like soybeans and cruciferous vegetables contain choline. They are not as bioavailable to humans. Dairy products like milk and cheese also contain choline, tied to the fat content as part of the phospholipid structure in milk fat. Animal-based foods rich in choline include eggs, liver, fish and meat. By incorporating these foods into our meals, we can actively support our brain health, enhance memory, and contribute to the overall well-being of our nervous system. Acetylcholine, the body's speedy messenger, plays a vital role in countless bodily functions. From muscle movement to memory formation and the regulation of our internal environment, this neurotransmitter is essential for our well-being. Understanding the importance of acetylcholine and its role in maintaining a healthy balance within our bodies empowers us to make informed choices about our health. By nourishing our bodies with a balanced diet rich in choline, we can support the production of this essential neurotransmitter and promote a vibrant and fulfilling life.
There we go. So what do you think of that, guys?
I ate the 3 eggs just before this online, and my brain should have been, sucked up a lot of choline. Let's see.
Very good.
Let's see. We are going to witness my brain function.
Well, it's nothing that I've researched, but since I've been eating a carnivore diet, which pretty much includes the foods he was talking about, which are, for me, eggs and meat. I eat a lot of eggs and a lot of beef. My brain function is on kind of another level. So I would say maybe that has something to do with it.
Oh, absolutely. I think so too. I mean, like I was saying before, I have ADHD, but, even like the amount of recovery that I've made since my transplant, like I've spoken to everyone about this before, like I was pretty much a dementia patient. I was cooked and I couldn't remember, 2 minutes ago, to where I am now. I've got to put it down to the diet. There's other things that help, like breath work also helps with especially like with ADHD. I think breath work helps a lot with, activating your parasympathetic nervous system and everything like that as well. But of course, without diet combination, it's not going to be there either. So, let's hear from the professor, shall we?
Well,
what do you think,
not?
Bart?
Let's. Yes. Okay. So yes, absolutely. Choline is a vital nutrient and a vital component of acetylcholine. Obviously, what the body does is it takes an acetyl unit and adds it to the choline to make acetylcholine.
Yeah.
How's that done? From memory, it's done via an interaction with acetyl coenzyme A, which will be familiar to most of you as the first intermediary of the TCA tricarboxylic acid or Krebs cycle. So that's all important stuff. Now, those who are unfortunately and sadly veganerized, the veganerized amongst us, will tell you that foods rich in choline lead to an increase, they say, in the TMAO level in your body, and that will cause cancer and early death and all sorts of stuff. There's only one problem with that theory for those who are of the veganerized, and it's this. The studies that show an increase in TMAO when a lot of eggs and meat are consumed are studies where they take people on a standard diet, suddenly overnight remove everything except eggs and meat, and watch what happens for a couple of weeks in their TMAO level. Of course it goes up. Tell you why. Because when you change your diet, your microbiome needs to change. That's why you should always change your diet slowly from whatever it is to whatever you want it to be, and never just hammer over. The thing is, in a person that chronically eats a carnivore diet, they develop and cultivate a bunch of bacteria that eat TMAO. So a person that's been carnivore for any period of time will not have an elevated TMAO level, ergo their entire argument is rubbish, complete rubbish.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a little seminar on that.
And you know, that's where they. I think it's one of the reasons why they say, you know, meat causes cancer and all that sort of stuff. But
Right.
you know, I can definitely tell you with all confidence that meat, if anything, would you know, help keep cancer away. But just for clarity, there, Professor, TMAO, what exactly is that?
TMAO is trimethylamine oxide, which is a metabolite produced by a certain species of bacteria breaking down certain amino acids, of which choline is one. Well, actually, what happens is the metabolic byproduct is TMA, or trimethylamine, and then the trimethylamine is eaten by a bunch of bacteria that produce trimethylamine oxide as their output. And then it's just assumed that this trimethylamine oxide is just going to hang around in the human body and cause cancer, because that's what they can see in test tubes in a lab.
Yeah.
Well, no, that forgets that the human body reacts to its diet by producing this other bacteria that eats the TMAO. Ergo, we still don't have a problem.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, you're talking about the labs. You know, they're looking at one particular sort of reaction, whereas the body has numerous sort of activities going on at the same time that sort of, you know, balance everything out. You know, that's the nature of the body. There's always something going on. You know.